So people ask me all the time, Taylor, what are the actual tools that I need to make sure I have to perform an effective inspection? So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through all the different tools that I'll keep, whether it's in my pouch or just in the truck that I can grab when I'm headed out to go do an inspection. Follow me and I'm gonna walk you through all of them. Okay, so when I get to a house, I wanna make sure that I have a cone so that I can put a cone out in front of the vehicle, but then I will always keep a pitch hopper on me. I have the larger one. They do make a smaller one, but I like the bigger one. And then I'll usually keep a backup pair of boots in case it's a lower sloped roof. And then obviously my Cougar Paws. And then I personally like to keep a cooler in the truck, and I'll go to the gas station, ice it down, put a bunch of water, Gatorades and stuff. This is huge to be able to give drinks to insurance adjusters and stuff, so kind of a little fun thing to do there. I'll keep some towels in the truck along with a change of clothes in case I get really wet and sweaty during the inspection. I can change clothes. And then I always want to have the ability to climb on steeper roofing systems. So I want to keep a Ridge Pro or a Goat, something like that, and then have a waist harness so that I can keep myself safe. And then any sort of ladder, I like these little giants or even a telescoping ladder to be able to use. And then I always want to keep caulk on me, and so I like to have some geocell or some sort of clear sealant in case I need to do just a really brief repair, put a little sealant over an exposed nail or something like that. But you wouldn't have any tools to carry if you didn't have a pouch to put them in. So I'm a big fan of this Tough Belt series that they do at Lowe's, because it's pretty customizable on the belt. But in my pouch that I carry day to day on every single inspection, I'll keep a brush for when I'm doing a repair assessment. And then I want to keep a smaller little flat bar, and then a shingle gauge. This one's critical. It's really getting more outdated, but I want to be able to have this because I'm still coming across a lot of the Timberline 30s and 40s, and I want to make sure that I can show the difference in having a thicker shingle on there. And then always want to have a good set of gloves with me. I'll keep an electronic or digital measuring device so that I can get interior measurements whenever there's interior leaking. And then a piece of drip edge or gutter apron is super critical, and I'll use this to see if I need to actually detach and reset the gutters during the project. And then I want to have a razor knife on me at all times, and then I'll keep a small putty knife, painter's knife, or painter's putty wedge, whatever these things are called. Yeah. I'll keep a little screwdriver with me in case I need to remove, excuse me, a vent cap or anything. And then the incredible BEI squares. I love having these. And then the BEI roof gauge I always keep on me here. And then an actual pitch gauge. I'm a fan of these analog pitch gauges because the digital ones you can actually calibrate off, and so this is going to give me a real true pitch of the roof. And then I'll keep a standard tape measure on me. I like to have a siding puller that I can keep in my pouch at all times, along with a little marker to be able to note anything. And then I keep this little smaller pouch that's got my chalk in it, and it's actually magnetic here on the front. So if I needed to throw a nail or a screw, something like that, onto here, I can. And then I'll keep a small towel with me just so I can wipe any sweat off of my face or my hands. And then I like to have a little mask with me so that when I climb around in the attic, I'm not sucking in a whole bunch of insulation. And then obviously chalk in a couple of different colors is critical to have. And then this is actually a pretty cool thing. This is a fan that's rechargeable. It can clip right here on the back of my shirt or under here in the front, and it can blow some cool air. I don't wear it all the time, but I will use it occasionally. Using a lockjaw ladder grip to make sure my ladder doesn't slide. I love this thing. And then I'll use a a laser thermometer. That way I can kind of shoot the back of the roof deck or shoot anywhere into the attic space. Those are really good. I like to keep a scribe along with some different kind of markers and Sharpies. These are good to be able to point at anything when I'm going through and doing an inspection or something like that. The white's cool when you're dealing with some EPDM or something like that. And then body spray is good to have. You want to make sure you can hit yourself before you go in and walk them through your inspection so you're not all stinky. I want to keep some sort of moisture meter so that I can tell if a leak inside or somewhere is active or not, and if that drywall is actually wet. It's a good photo to have. And then big fan of this, a digital caliper. I can use this to be able to measure really anything I need, but I use this for decking thickness and stuff like that. I want to keep a 1000 times zoom microscope. This is a Bluetooth that'll actually, or Wi-Fi capable, that'll connect up to my phone. I can take some really good pictures of hail impacts, fractures to the shingle mat, those types of things. We already talked about this, but a laser measuring device, a good flashlight is critical. And I'll actually also do a headlamp so that I can climb around in an attic and still have access to my hands. Sunscreen is crucial as well. You don't want to go out here and be getting skin cancer, so make sure you're staying protected. And then a probe, that way I can check any flat roof seams, things like that. I want to keep a no-touch electrical tester with me so that I can check power fans inside of an attic or something like that. I don't want to get electrocuted. And then a hatchet, just kidding, a roofing hammer, but I had an insurance company tell me I was doing a roof repair with a hatchet one time. But I want to keep a hammer on me. And then I'll keep a copy of the GAF Pro Field Guide in my truck with me. If you're Owens Corning or Certainty, keep a copy of some of their stuff with you. That way you can reference that with your homeowners. And then I'll normally keep a little set of tin snips with me, a regular flat bar so that I can go in, remove a shingle if I need to, or do a repair assessment. And then I like this pointer finger here because I can actually use this and point to different things inside of my photos, and I don't have my finger in there. But if I don't have this, then that's where I'll use one of these markers here and do the pointing. And then I like getting these little red Lowe's flags because when I go and get a contract signed, I'll actually stick this in a certain place in the yard. That way during the job, I can take photos from the same exact spot and get some really good before, during, and after shots. Next, I'll keep a set of knee pads. You know, these are actually really good to have. Climb around on a roof in the summer, kneel down without them, you're gonna be upset. But grab you a set of these. These are killer to have. Next thing I want to have is, I like this little small compact Milwaukee wheel measuring thing. I can go through, measure out gutters or anything like that. These are cool. They make some bigger ones as well. Next, I want to make sure that I have a blower so that I can, you know, blow any debris off of the roof, out of a valley, maybe blow off a customer's sidewalk or something like that. I like a gas-powered one personally, but a lot of people are using electric or battery-powered. That's fine, but definitely keep a blower. For the gas, I'll go buy one of the little tubes. It almost looks like that body spray, but just a lot bigger. And it'll be a pre-mixed 50 in 1, and they're not extremely expensive, maybe 25 bucks for a big jug of it, and that's gonna last you a good little while. Finally, I wanna keep a magnet for any walk-arounds that I'm doing at the house. I like to go through and do a magnet sweep before the project, during, and then after. And before, to ultimately show the homeowner that, because I'm probably gonna pick some stuff up out there, so just to show them that, like, hey, there's stuff out in your yard already, but we're gonna obviously do our best to keep it all clean. Then I wanna have synthetic, in case I have to do any emergency tarping, and then some cap nails as well. So this is definitely pretty comprehensive, but again, Most of the small items will stay on me in my pouch, but if I have a special inspection, I know I'm going to be getting in the attic to check a fan, or I know there's a flat roof up there, I'll add some of these items into my tool pouch before I go up onto the roof. And so if there's any questions that y'all have about any of the tools that I went through, I'm always happy to answer those. And so if y'all think there's anything that I missed or that maybe I should have, I'd be curious to hear about that as well. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all got some value out of walking through and letting me show you all the tools that I use when I'm doing a roof and a property inspection. I hope you give me a like, give me a follow, share this video to your friends, and then drop the word inspection down in the comments, and I'll shoot you over a list with all of these on there with links to pick them up. I'll see you on the next one, and thanks again for all your support.